Hey, welcome to Beyond Organic Wine. I'm Adam Huss. Thanks so much for listening. Beyond Organic Wine is a podcast and Substack about the ecology of wine. As it turns out, looking into the ecology of wine reveals quite a lot about how our current dominant wine culture is out of step with, and maybe even harmful to, our local ecologies in many places on Earth. This isn't unique to wine, of course. We live in a world in which economic development is prioritized and pitted against ecological preservation. The premise of this podcast, however, is that when it comes to true economic health and stability, when it comes to maximizing the deliciousness of our wines, when it comes to protecting and improving our environment, all of this is guided by the same ecological principles. We cannot have economic development without an ecologically healthy environment, and ecological health leads to economic well-being. They are not at odds, and I explore these ideas through wine. If you'd like to support this podcast and the work that goes into each episode, please subscribe to the Beyond Organic Wine Substack at beyondorganicwine.substack.com. And you'll also get full access to all the podcasts, resources, and writing that happens there. The entirety of this episode is only available to paid listeners, and some of the juiciest bits come in the second half. So it's always a great time to join, but especially now. If you'd like to contact me for any reason, please email me at connect@organicwinepodcast.com. And please follow and leave a great review in your podcast app. It's immensely helpful. Thank you so much for your support. And a huge thanks to those of you who already subscribe and support in many ways. I couldn't do it without you. We've added another exciting and very experienced panelist to the lineup for Embracing Hybrid Grapes in California this January 26, 2026 at UC Davis. We now have panelists representing the Midwest as well as the East and West coasts of the U.S., and they all successfully grow and make wine from hybrids in each of these areas and regions. Keep an eye out on our Instagram, Embracing Hybrid Grapes, for announcements about our speakers and panelists and more, and get tickets and more info at embracinghybridgrapes.com. My guests for this episode are Julia and Alex Alvarez-Perez of Usonia Wine in the Finger Lakes region of New York, where I'm currently living for at least another couple weeks. And I'm really proud to announce that they will be sponsoring Embracing Hybrid Grapes in California with 2 of their wines. And I'm very much looking forward to sharing them with those of you who attend. You are in for a surprise and a treat. Very much like you are in for a surprise and a treat with this conversation. This was an in-person interview, which I don't get to do very often. And I opened a few bottles of some pretty special wines. So there are a lot of laughs as I get to know these 2 very talented winemakers. As humble as you will hear that they are, I'm incredibly impressed by all of their wines and can easily say that they make the best versions I've ever had of 3 separate grape varieties, both vinifera and hybrids. So definitely check them out. They're worth a trip to the Finger Lakes, and I hope you enjoy getting to know them as much as I have. Enjoy.
Nice. So my introduction for you guys is that best Cabernet Franc I've ever had and best Cayuga White I've ever had.
We'll accept one of those. Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Which one? The Cayuga?
Rhymes with Cayuga.
Come on! Like, your Cab Franc. I mean, what I want to say about it is I found it to be a cool climate Cab Franc in a classic sense that did not go pyrazinic, to coin a term, and was fully developed and opened up. The more you drank it, you kept discovering things with it, and was still not like high alcohol, was still like this like beautiful, balanced, lithe, elegant experience. You also had like the next vintage. What was the vintage that I got? The one and then the other one.
Would have brought home a bottle of 23, and I think we've tasted the 24 out of barrel.
The 24. So the 24 was out of barrel?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The one that I was like, oh, you guys should raise the price on this.
Yes. Yeah. So we still have time to raise the price.
All right. Good. Could you state your names for the record?
Yeah. My name is Alex Alvarez-Perez.
And I'm Julia Alvarez-Perez.
How did you get two last names?
I came with two last names.
Alex came hyphenated, and when we got married, I took his last names. Yeah.
Okay.
He ditched mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Jules' maiden name was Ronald.
It's Ronald. It's a
strong British name, but...
Is it British?
It's
yes.
Scottish, English,
right,
whatever.
Right, okay.
I come from the Ronald McDonald clan, and that's not a joke.
I believe you. I'm not laughing.
No, it's
at
true.
You.
I have the pardon to prove it.
How did you guys, like, I really don't know the story of how you ended up as Usonia. Like, can you tell me that story?
The name?
Well, no, just like why you're here, why you are doing what you're doing.
We met in 2012. Mm-hmm. We were both hired to open a restaurant or a wine bar in Brooklyn called Terroir.
Oh. Any hybrids there? Because I feel like...
Oh, in 2012?
And also in Paul Greco's spot?
Yeah. The fact that we were pouring like Frankish was pretty cutting edge at the time.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, yeah, we both got hired to work there. And I think that was also kind of our entree into, like, quote-unquote, the serious wine world and sort of ignited our...
And you met each other there, too.
We met each other there.
Nice.
Yes.
A work romance?
A work romance, yes.
A work friendship.
Yeah. Date everybody you work with. Play the numbers. You might get married.
I love that. That's absolutely. Yeah. Good advice.
Yeah, thanks. So we met working there. Mm-hmm. In 2013, I moved out to San Francisco. Jules...
I went to Oregon to work a harvest in the Willamette Valley.
Where'd you work?
Lemelson.
Oh.
Which
Great.
Which is my first, like, real harvest internship. And I was spoiled rotten because that winery is insane. Yeah. Like, the best people, a really great internship crew, and, like, I just assumed that all wineries worked out of, like, gravity flow facilities. Where when I worked there, the vineyard manager, the guy working the vineyard, it was three guys. It was Anthony was the winemaker, Tress was the assistant, and then David was the...
David was
a cellar master, but I don't.
But wasn't his dad the vineyard manager?
His dad might have been one of the vineyard managers. I can't remember his name.
So Jules,
and what were you doing?
I moved up to San Francisco, started working in restaurants out there.
Oh, okay. So you guys have some West Coast?
Yeah,
did time.
We were out there for just under 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to San Francisco after harvest wrapped up, and also worked in restaurants.
Yeah. So Jules did the sort of like the GM thing.
You did?
I did.
Where?
It was a place called True Normand,
okay.
Which was the same people who do Bar Agricole. So I did that for a few years, and Alex worked at a couple of places.
St. Vincent for a guy named David Lynch, who like quite literally wrote the book on Italian wine. So I worked there, and then I worked at a place called Californios. That was like a tasting menu sort of Michelin starred spot, and then ran the program at a place called Cattonia that was strictly Italian, and shared a cellar with Quince, which is a 3 Michelin star restaurant. So,
3 Michelin, wow, damn.
So after a few years in San Francisco, I complained enough about working in restaurants, and we wanted to get out of California.
Mm-hmm. So we were pretty burnt out on restaurants in general, and more than, or I don't know, maybe not more than burnt out. We were burnt out, but also like Jules was the GM, I was the beverage director. Unless we're gonna open a restaurant, which only crazy people do, what is the next step? Yeah.
I had also worked a few harvests before in Europe, and Alex never worked a harvest, and I think we were kind of interested in doing that together. So we decided we would do that together, and we found a place in Austria. Yeah.
Which one?
You
don't have to answer.
No, we went to the Burgenland at a winery called Moritz, Moric. That is probably the most, or one of the most mispronounced.
Yes.
But also prestigious places to make Blaufränkisch.
I mean,
Prestigious.
I don't think it's an overstatement to say that, like, the fact that you can order Blaufränkisch on an American wine list nowadays is because of Moritz. He's like the guy who, you know, surely there were other people who were making Blaufränkisch at the time and were and doing a good job of it, but he really like.
So he's the guy I can blame for this bullshit.
Yes, yeah. You know, if you were writing an article in 2015 or 2018 about Austrian reds and how that's the next wave,
and still in 2025.
So yeah, you were writing about Moritz, and like he still is making the best and most expensive Blaufränkisch in Austria.
So we did our harvest there in fall of 2017.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Well done.
Yeah.
What a fun...
It was...
Yeah.
So you were in Eastern Austria, I take it?
Yeah, Eastern Austria, like...
So
literally
we were
the
town that we lived in was called Innsbrucksburg, and it was literally
how far from Vienna?
An hour and a half.
Yeah. South?
Yeah, south.
Yeah, south.
Bergamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This village that we lived in was literally the last town before the Hungarian border.
You guys speak any German?
No.
No.
I was pretty convinced I could pick it up, and then turns out romantic languages are a lot easier to learn than Germanic ones. And
Yeah.
And more importantly, the people that we worked with were Hungarian mostly, and their German was not great or non-existent. And so we kind of communicated through one of the Hungarians, Attila, who was the fucking best. We were mostly in the vineyard, a little bit in the cellar, and we did that for about 3 months, and then went to Australia and worked at like 2 massive custom crush operations in
Australia.
Yeah, in the Adelaide Hills.
Massive custom crush places run by some
fantastic
fantastic people who are also extremely knowledgeable.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Julia's boss,
Peter Lesky. Fuck yeah.
Is like
legend.
He's a legend.
Okay. Yeah,
there are multiple French winemakers who will. So there's a Burgundy producer called Domaine de l'Arlot, really kind of amazing. That's whole cluster of Burgundy vibes, and he says that he learned how to press Chardonnay from Julia's boss. And
Peter Lesky picked us up in the airport with no shoes on.
Yeah, and he was like he worked at Domaine du Jacques, and so I think I get the sense that the older du Jacques, the older Cess, Jeremy's father, kind of did a good job of helping other or former interns like start domains in other places, and would like send his current interns around to go do things. So like Alain Graillot in the Northern Rhone worked for Dujac, and when Alain Graillot started his own project, Christian Cess sent Peter Lesky to go work his first harvest with him. It was, you can delete that too. Yeah. So we did Australia. I think after Austria, we kind of realized like, yes, this is what we want to do.
Like smaller domain. Like,
did you have a thing with like Ost as a?
No, but multiple people made the joke like, did you actually mean to go to Australia and you ended up in Austria? And we're like, no, we knew exactly what we were doing. But
that's great.
Yeah, we would have done harvest in New Zealand.
I feel like that
would have saved us all those stupid drugs.
I feel like the two. I mean, those are great contrasting regions too.
Yeah.
Right.
It
like
was
just
like,
in terms of
one was like hand harvesting for 8 hours a day and then processing organically farmed Blaufränkisch from 100-year-old vines, and the other was a dump truck of like 50 tons of Grenache that you have to like operate the must pump.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Do it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in Australia is where we learned how to work in a cellar.
Australia.
Yeah. Austria was like
how to work in a vineyard.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Even then, neither of those things is true. I still don't know how to work in a cellar, and Jill doesn't know how to work in a vineyard.
Okay, but that's why we have each other.
And clearly you adopted the Australian version because you guys are using dump trucks. And
Dump trucks.
Yep.
Just like back it up and like...
Back it up.
So dump a load of grapes and then a load of oak chips.
Yep.
And then a load of grapes and a load of oak chips and just stir it up. And,
sugar, just because you always want the alcohol higher.
Don't forget your water ad.
Yes. So, I think in the back of our mind, the Finger Lakes was kind of like always
Really?
a destination. Working at Terroir, so Terroir did this thing called Summer of Riesling, and so the only white wine that we would pour by the glass for summer was Riesling, and not like 5 or 6 Rieslings, but like 25.
Okay.
So you poured obviously a ton of German, Australian, but also we poured Finger Lakes wines.
How did they compare at that time? By just your honest assessment at the time when you were young.
I think even then, at a younger age, I felt like they maybe didn't hold their own.
They did not.
They did not.
No, I feel like it was a lot of, and I think this is still true, like, if you have really high acid, you have to have sugar to balance it, and I think we kind of bought into that a lot of it at Terroir, and that was definitely true for Finger Lakes Rieslings at the time.
They were too sweet.
Yeah, they're too sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like, if you have 10 grams of TA, you have to have residual sugar, otherwise the wine will not be balanced.
Oh, you mean the Finger Lakes had that philosophy at that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe
They
still
suffered
today.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours is not like that.
Ours is not. No.
You farm Riesling.
We do farm Riesling. Yes.
So, okay.
Unfortunately, yeah.
No, she didn't.
Do tell.
Yeah. So yes. Anyways, we moved here in 2018. Jewel started working at a winery called Forge.
Mm-hmm.
I started working at a winery called Bloomer Creek.
You worked at Bloomer
I
Creek?
worked at Bloomer Creek. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I was only at Bloomer Creek for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then went back into wine selling at a wine shop.
And then I stayed working at wineries, so I was at Forge for a few years. I did a year at Red Tail Ridge. I did a year with Autumn at Eve's Cidery, and now I'm at another winery called Buttonwood Grove.
Oh, you were at Eve's.
I was there in 23, which was the year of the frost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like
I mean,
knew actually
for everybody
yeah,
that was like an I mean, the whole
met
Northeast.
the year that we moved here, 2018, was the year that Autumn worked at Forge. So that's where I met Autumn. She was like managing the vineyard at Forge, and I worked with her in the vineyard all summer. Yeah.
Wow. I've got a question about your Austrian experience. In the vineyards that you were in, because they were old, did they have cherry trees in them?
Yes. There was a couple. Wasn't there a couple with the Kirsch?
That was an empty field. What, a Kirschbaum?
Yeah, the Kirschbaum.
Kirschbaum, yeah.
Kirschbaum, yeah.
No Kirschbaum?
That was an empty field. Where
It
those,
wasn't?
the ones
Was there
where we
not?
went up there with Attila and
No, but there was another vineyard. Oh my god, am I totally conflating memories of some sort of cherry tree or pear tree right in the middle of the vineyard? There was a pear tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
yes,
pear
yes,
cherry.
yes, yes.
Jagersdorf?
Yeah, it
was
was,
something.
I can't remember what it was called. It was the hottest vineyard because it was forest on 4 sides. I remember yes, you're
was
right.
a
There
pear
were cherry trees in there, but
Yeah.
Beautiful.
not a lot.
Right, okay.
There was, Austria was where we learned the feeling of like, you're picking and you look up in one direction and you can't see the end of the row. And you look in the other direction, you can't see the end of the row.
Really?
And it's just like, oh my god, when is this going to end?
This is
It was
Austria?
also Alex's first time in a vineyard.
Yeah.
They were very short rows.
I'm extremely short-sighted.
That's funny.
Yeah. So there were. What was fun is there would be random muscat vineyard or muscat vines.
Okay.
That were not for harvesting. It was just to eat for the pickers to eat the grapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's what I was talking about. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So then, we started Usonia. We made a tiny bit of wine in 2019. A little bit of Riesling. It was very bad.
You started in 2019?
Yep.
It was our first, yeah.
Did you came? Where did you come from at that point?
We were here.
Yeah, it was like we did San Francisco to Austria, Australia, and then we
Just landed here
We
and
landed
then
here.
figured it out once you got
yeah,
here.
we moved here. It was June 2018.
Yep.
Yeah, which was one of the most catastrophically wet years the Finger Lakes has seen. until a few years later.
Yeah. We've seen a few of those, yeah. So yeah, we started. Yeah. 2019 was our first vintage. Not good wines. Not good wine. We only made one wine. And then in 2021, we purchased the vineyard. And that was kind of when things got a little more serious.
Mm-hmm. We started farming.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's in the vineyard?
It's about 3.5 acres. 2 is Cab Franc and 1 is Riesling.
Pretty good Cab Franc, I gotta say.
Thanks.
Riesling's not bad there.
Thank you. Yeah, we've come to terms with Riesling. Yeah. And then we've got a few hybrids interplanted in amongst the vineyard.
You did this, or they were there?
Yeah,
you did
no.
this.
Yeah.
Nobody else would have done this except for us.
We maybe have learned why people don't do it.
Don't interplant.
Yeah.
Because they ripen at different times. You have to
Ripen
pick
at different times. Everything
yeah.
just happens at a different time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. This is why, like a field blend's a great idea, but then it's like...
Yeah. You at least need a row or 2 rows of something.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then something else.
I feel like everybody kind of framed it as like, this is a bad idea because they need different like spray programs, and we took that as like, well, we're going to farm it all organically anyway, so fuck it, it's fine. And I don't think what we realized is like, but Marquette is ready to go in August, and like you're just dropping the nets for Cab Franc then.
Right.
So
So
listen to people.
Yeah. So I mean, it does beg the question that it is something that we struggle with, is that like we don't want to plant any more vinifera, but obviously every year. Why? This is beyond organic wine. If that was, do I need to spell it out?
But I mean, how did you get to that?
Well, we moved here in a catastrophically wet year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so to be perfectly fair, like when we moved here in 2018, hybrids were not on our radar.
Yeah,
Or if
in
they
fact,
were,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
we
how did
totally,
what was that journey
we
like for you guys?
poo-pooed them.
Yeah.
For
Wait,
sure.
2018, right?
Yeah,
2018.
2018.
I mean, to be fair, weren't on my radar
Yeah.
in 2018 either.
No.
Yeah, and even
I mean, like, for real. Like, I mean,
I think
I just wasn't even thinking about them because I didn't need to. I was in California. Like,
and I honestly, I remember having a conversation with you probably in like 2020, 2021 about Jason, whoever his name is, who was starting to work with hybrids in California. And I literally said, like, why would you work with hybrids in California? You don't have to spray anything. That's stupid.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I think.
and you wait, you don't have to spray anything. That isn't stupid.
I think we were maybe like deeply aware of Deirdre's wines. I'm not sure that we had ever had them at that point.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We were aware of hybrids, but like definitely did not have a positive thinking about them.
Right.
And I think sort of the change came from farming our own vineyard. So 21 was even wetter than 2018.
Okay. I'm gonna propose a question that's out of the blue to try to catch you off guard, but now that I've given it this preamble, it's not catching you off guard. But
He's picked up a fork.
You didn't think that they had the quality, right?
Right.
At the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, period.
So, do you think that you guys are deluded about their quality now, like brainwashed, or just desperate because?
Yeah, I mean, I just watched enough AI slop that I just believe anything.
Right, exactly. Or have you? Do you think back then you were ignorant and naive?
A little
bit
of
of both. I think. Look, I think.
lot of both.
Well, yeah, I think.
How is that possible? Please explain.
I think we have come to taste a lot more wines made from hybrids that have changed our opinion of what they're capable of. Right. I mean, the table is full of them right now.
Yeah.
I think also, if you aren't seeking specific producers out, if you just drink whatever hybrid comes your way, especially if you're in places like the Finger Lakes, the East Coast winemaking regions where like there were hybrids but they're never treated with much respect, you would be forgiven for thinking that
they taste like shit.
Hybrids all taste like shit. Yes.
Okay. I should refine the question.
Well, that's it for now. If you are not a paid subscriber, if you'd like to become a paid subscriber to get full access to this and all the content at Beyond Organic Wine, you can easily do that at beyondorganicwine.substack.com. Thank you so much. And here's a little music from Colden Pro. A big thanks to him for this.